Every Sunday morning, Maria woke up earlier than usual. She did not need an alarm. Her heart always woke her first. The house was small and quiet. The walls were old. The paint was soft and pale. The clock in the living room ticked slowly. Tick-tock, tick-tock. Maria sat up in her bed and looked at the calendar on the wall. She had marked every Sunday with a small red circle. Today was Sunday. She smiled gently. She walked to the kitchen and made herself a cup of tea. She used her favorite cup. It was white with tiny blue flowers. Her son had given it to her many years ago when he was still in school. She always used that cup on Sundays. Maria lived alone now. Her husband had passed away 10 years ago. Her son, Daniel, had moved to another city for work. He said it was a better opportunity, a better future. "I will call you every Sunday, Mama," he had said before leaving, and in the beginning he did. The first Sunday after he moved, he called early in the morning. His voice sounded excited. He told her about his new apartment, his new job, his new friends. Maria listened with shining eyes. She told him to eat well, to sleep well, to take care of himself. The second Sunday he called again, the third Sunday too. But after a few months, the calls became shorter. "I'm busy, Mama," he would say. "Work is hard. I'll talk longer next time." Maria always said, "It's okay, my son. I understand." And she truly wanted to understand. Then one Sunday, the phone did not ring. Maria told herself, he must be very busy. The next Sunday, she waited again. She sat in her old chair near the phone. She did not turn on the television. She did not go outside. She did not visit neighbors. She waited. But the phone did not ring. Weeks turned into months. Still, every Sunday, Maria woke up early. She made her tea. She sat in her chair. She looked at the phone. She never complained, not to anyone. Sometimes her neighbor, Mrs. Lopez, would visit. "Does Daniel call often?" Mrs. Lopez once asked kindly. Maria smiled. "He works very hard," she said softly. "He will call." But when she was alone, her smile slowly disappeared. On Sundays, the house felt different. It felt heavier. The clock sounded louder. The silence felt deeper. Tick-tock, tick-tock. Sometimes Maria picked up the phone and checked if it was working. She listened for the soft tone. It was always working. She thought about calling Daniel herself. She knew his number by heart, but she was afraid. Afraid that he would not answer. Afraid that he would sound annoyed. Afraid that she would feel like a burden. So she waited instead. One Sunday afternoon, rain began to fall, soft at first, then stronger. Maria sat by the window. She watched the rain slide down the glass. She remembered a Sunday from many years ago. Daniel was 7 years old. It was raining that day too. He had run into the house, laughing, his clothes wet and his hair messy. "Mama, look, I can jump in the biggest puddle." She had laughed and wrapped him in a towel. "You will catch a cold," she had said. He had hugged her tightly. "I love you, Mama," he had whispered. Maria closed her eyes. The memory felt warm, but when she opened her eyes, the house was cold again. Another Sunday passed, then another. Her hair grew whiter. Her steps grew slower, but every Sunday she waited. She began to prepare small things for the call. She wrote down stories to tell him, small things. "The flowers are blooming. Mrs. Lopez's cat had kittens. I made your favorite soup." She wanted to sound cheerful. She wanted him to feel happy when he called, but the phone stayed silent. One day, Mrs. Lopez came with news. "I saw Daniel's picture online," she said carefully. He looks successful. He works for a big company now. Maria felt proud. That is good, she said softly. But inside, something hurt. If he had time to post pictures, did he not have time to call? That Sunday, Maria waited as always. Morning passed, afternoon passed, evening came. The sky turned orange, then dark blue. Maria sat in her chair, her hands folded on her lap. The phone did not ring. Tears slowly filled her eyes. She was not angry. She was not shouting. She was simply tired. Very tired of waiting. She looked at the calendar. So many red circles. So many Sundays. She stood up slowly and walked to the small drawer beside her chair. Inside was a photo album. She opened it carefully. There were pictures of Daniel as a baby, as a little boy, as a teenager. In every photo he was smiling, and in many photos he was holding her hand. Maria touched one picture gently. "My son," she whispered. That night, for the first time, Maria did not sit by the phone until late. She went to bed earlier than usual, but she still left the phone on, just in case. The next Sunday morning, something felt different. Maria woke up, but she did not rush to the kitchen. She lay in bed and looked at the ceiling. Her heart felt quiet. She slowly got up and made her tea. But this time, she used a simple cup, not the white one with blue flowers. She did not sit by the phone. Instead, she opened the window. Fresh air filled the room. She picked up her coat and decided to go for a walk. Outside, the sun was gentle. Birds were singing. Children were playing in the street. Life was moving. Maria walked slowly to the park. She sat on a bench and watched the world around her. For the first time in many Sundays, she was not waiting. She was simply living. Back at home, the phone rang. It rang once, twice, 3 times, but Maria was not there to hear it. In the park, a little girl ran near Maria and dropped her ball. Maria picked it up and gave it back. "Thank you, Grandma," the girl said with a bright smile. Maria smiled too. Her heart felt warm again. When she returned home later that day, she saw the missed call on her phone. Her hands trembled slightly. It was Daniel. She sat down quietly. For a moment, she thought about calling back, but then she closed her eyes. She understood something important. Love is not only waiting. Love is also living. She picked up the phone slowly and called him back. This time, when he answered, she did not sound desperate. She did not sound hurt. She sounded calm. "Hello, Mama," Daniel said. "I'm here, my son," she replied gently, and in her voice there was no more waiting. There was only quiet strength.